Let us proceed now to item number 3A. This is public comments. Do we have anybody online that would like to provide comments on any items not on the agenda? All right, hearing none. Let's go to 3B, and it looks like we'll get a presentation from the Park County Transit Plan. That's awesome.
Yes, and this is Laura Cruz, Mobility Coordinator. I just want to introduce a couple of people in the room that have already introduced themselves. Leslie Patterson, she is the Healthcare Mobility Manager for NVIDIA. They applied for 5304 funding to do a transit plan for Park County, which one has not been done in many years. And so she has been working with the Fairplay Town Administrator there. Janelle is in the room. Hi. To work on putting together a regional coordinating council, as well as putting together a transit plan. So I just want to turn the microphone over to Leslie, and Leslie's just going to give you a very brief update on what that plan is doing for the community and where they are in the process.
Thanks, Laura. I'm just going to do a little bit, and then I'll let Janelle, since she's in the room. So like we said, we were awarded the funding to be able to do this study. The last one was done in 2017, and we hired through a committee, Fears and Peers, to do the actual planning study. They have done the planning study in Summit County and Park County, so they're very familiar with the area. We had a meeting 2 months ago in Park County that was very well attended, and tremendous interest in this plan moving forward. We just finished our survey that was put out to the community, and we received, I believe it was 326 surveys, 46 surveys. And then in December 7th, we will be meeting again in Fairplay to discuss the results of the surveys, the findings, and then moving forward. So we are on schedule for the project. The project is to be completed by December 2023. I suspect it will be done sooner, but we're getting some great participation and some real enthusiasm to provide some services up there. And I'll pass it over to Janelle.
Thanks, Leslie. Actually, she had pretty much all of the high points that I was going to go over. I think for me, it's very exciting because it is just seeing the initial statistics and how high the turnout was already for the number of surveys that we got back. There are already some clear routes that are emerging and some opportunity to partnership with some of the other entities in the county. And so we're looking forward to having that meeting on the 7th, and hopefully we could host that potentially here. If you guys don't have a conflict, if not, we would be looking for Northwest Fire Protection, because those are about the only two places where we can have a large group and have all of the technology available. So we are hoping to get our final report, comprehensive report back from Fair and Peers on the 2nd, so that we can meet as a group before we have that local coordinating council. But just want to express appreciation to everybody throughout the county who's helped get this word out. And we sent it out, and I'm getting people still every day that want to be part of the discussions or on the actual coordinating council. And so it's a fairly large group, and like I said, it's exciting because we already can see a lot of emerging routes and a lot of possibilities. So, and then I'll talk a little bit more about some transit stuff going on at the Fairplay level when it's our time.
Great. I'm just curious. So you have some routes that are emerging, and obviously you've got to go through the process of completing the plan and so forth. But what's maybe one or two of those routes? Is something a local Fairplay thing, or is it maybe between Fairplay and some other locations, or what are you kind of starting to see?
Within the county as a regional destination, it is Fairplay, because this is where all the services are. So it's the outlying communities wanting to come here, citizens. I think what we saw was also between here and Alma, just people, daily commuters, but also between here and Hartselle. And so, but we also, what was interesting to me, Bailey wanting to come here. So there's a pretty significant amount of ridership. You know, we asked a lot of different questions like what your employer is, or if you're retired. We have a highly large population of retired and elderly. And so we see a lot of opportunity to partner with or do something for them to be able to take them to either the Front Range for appointments or, you know, just shopping. So yeah, I think Hartselle and Fairplay and Alma and Fairplay and Bailey and Fairplay, but it's a lot of people wanting to come here.
Okay, that's interesting. And I also know that, and I'll just ask the question, I think some people do live here and work in Breckenridge during the ski season. So you might already have something that looks like transit that does that already, or is that part of the plan?
The Summit Stage, they're up to three daily routes.
3 daily runs between Fairplay and Breckenridge.
Okay.
We started it 5 years ago. Was when we first got into the negotiations. And, you know, Park County contributes some to it. Fairplay contributes, Alma contributes, Breckenridge contributes, and Summit County contributes. They're I think the biggest contributors because they see the advantage for them. Our housing is a little cheaper than over there, even though we don't have any available. But it's something that we started with one, they upped it to 2, now it's at 3, and I'm anticipating that if we get more housing over here, it'll go higher. But you know, we've been hit pretty hard with short-term rental and all of that, so we don't have the housing available to help them because we don't have enough housing for ourselves.
And I think it's important also, I wasn't at the last taper meeting, but seeing some of the statistics for the Outrider and the Mustang from the Front Range to the Western Slope, that's a highly utilized route. So I think with all of that, we have opportunity to do some things. So.
Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That gives me a sense of kind of what that plan might ultimately produce as far as recommendations and so forth. So let me just open the floor. Other questions from any of the board or anybody, any other members that are here regarding this item 3B, the Park County Transit Plan? What's the expected completion date?
Leslie?
Yeah, December 2023, but we expect that it should probably be completed ahead of time.
Okay, great.
Nothing moves quickly.
Yeah. Well, and good planning, you got to put the time into it to make it right. So, any other questions regarding this item? It's very interesting to hear about it too, by the way. All right, hearing none, let's move on to the consent items.